is March 5th, 2023. I'm going to do a tarot reading for the full moon for March 7th. It's the full moon in Virgo. It's also called the worm moon, which I like a lot. It's when the worms come out because the ground is thawing and saturated, and it should be pretty saturated now because we had a crazy thunderstorm Friday, which I was doing a one card tarot reading Friday and a astrology review. I don't know if, hopefully we'll have seen that one too. But yeah, so it's a couple days later. Sun's shining. It's a beautiful day. Full moon is waxing. It'll be full on Tuesday. I thought I'd do a one card reading to keep it short, but also try something new, which is this trinket divination that I got turned on to by Kiki Dombrowski. You can find her at kikidombrowski.com. She's an author and a tarot reader, and I saw her at Strange Realities 2022, and she brought her own trinkets and let us all pick from them and make our own trinket bag, and then gave us a little demonstration on trinket divination. And so I thought I'd try that today. I've added a little bit of my own to it as well. I added a die, and a button, I think. I don't know. I guess I just didn't grab one of her buttons, but I'm going to go through what all of those mean. But this method involves this circles, two concentric circles, and so I'm going to toss the trinkets, let them fall out of my hand, and whatever falls in the center circle will be prevalent to this one card that I pull. And then, whatever falls in this outer ring is not as pertinent, and then whatever falls outside of that is not really pertinent.
A die for numerology, a coin for prosperity or abundance, a shell for water, elements and intuitions, a bean for growth and health, a stone for metaphysical meanings. This might be blue calcite or possibly kyanite. A trinket with personal meaning. A key for access to locked places. Could be mental, spiritual, or emotional. A button for domesticity and matters pertaining to the home. And a pine cone symbolizing setting one's focus.
First, I'm going to pull the card, and then I'm going to throw the trinkets. So let's see what we got. I already shuffled these. I am going to cut it. I did shuffle these. And let's see what we get. Queen of Wands. Nice. I'm liking that. I'm liking that a lot. I think I've had her before. Ooh, she got a little kitty friend. I mean, this is the queen of action. I'm digging that. I don't have any bad feeling about that. That's a getting it done. I'm pretty sure it came up before, and it was like a lot of balls in the air. This lady's got a lot of balls in the air. I like that. Okay, so Queen of Wands, we're gonna lay her there, and then we're gonna take our trinkets and we're gonna throw them down and see what might pertain to this Queen of Wands, if anything. If I can even, what fell down? The pine cone. Okay, so this is, because this popped out, pine cone counts. Now, it did fall outside of the circles, but the pine cone actually means what to set your focus on. And it came out first. I find that kind of important, and I don't want to, even though it fell outside of the circle, I mean, how could you say, you don't want to set your focus on anything? I mean, maybe it's trying to tell me something right away. It's like, hey, you need to set your focus. Yeah, focus ain't set. That's pretty telling. All right, so I'm gonna leave that guy there. They're tumbling. These are kind of big. This is the first time I've done this, so I didn't realize that a lot of my trinkets are fairly large. Okay, so here we go. Okay, well, so much of it fell inside the circle. I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's probably technique in the throwing, but interesting that I knocked the pine cone out of the circle. So, focus schmocus, I guess. Let's see. So we've got our precious stone inside the circle. We've got our key inside the circle. Our little trinket, which this kind of represents for me like a spookiness. This was in Kiki's kit, and she said pick something that has to do with your trip to strange realities, and I picked this one as kind of my it's Halloween season. It was like October 14th through 18th or something, so it was like nearing Halloween, and it's a paranormal and magic and conspiracy convention. So I was like kind of spooky action. But he's right there in the center of the circle. The penny, abundance, is in there. The button, domesticity, like your home matters, is in there. The key is like access to places. The shell and the bean are on the line of the outside ring, and that the bean is health, and the shell is feelings and emotions. The die is for numerology, and it's a 1. Numero uno, but it's in the middle. So it's interesting. They didn't bounce as much as I thought they would. I don't know what. This is odd to me that the pine cone both times, like first fell out and fell on the outside of the circle here, and then got knocked out to the outside of the circle here. I mean, I don't know. I feel like that might be a little bit of your focus isn't set, like you need to get your focus set. I'm going to make some notes and then come back to it, give some more insight on what I think this might mean with regard to the Queen of Wands.
This form of trinket divination derives from Sangoma, a practice by the Zulu, Ndebele, Xhosa, and Swazi tribes, to name a few. It's a form of ancestral spirit work involving bones, stones, coins, shells, and personal trinkets. Interpretation of the spiritual significance depends upon the way the items fall, in what direction they face, whether or not any of them are touching, etc. So the first thing that I noticed in my casting was the prevalence of the stone. I think this is blue calcite, and if it is, it's known to be the stone for students and academics. And that seems to track with what I'm doing here, which is learning about divination and the tarot. Funny story about this little guy. I had the pleasure of seeing John Tenney of Kindred Spirits and Hellier fame give a lecture at the Strange Realities Con I mentioned before. I started following his podcast called What's Up Weirdo, and actually entered a contest to win a date with him around Valentine's Day. It was for charity. Anyway, I didn't win, But strangely enough, their WooPod episode that covered the contest was called A Date with Ghostface. This may not have much to do with my Queen of Wands reading, but it was a personal sync for me. Overall, my takeaway from this casting is that I should hone my focus a bit more. I think I'm right on track. Maybe I should watch my emotional and physical health a bit, since they're riding on the line with the bean and the shell. If you have any comments, leave them below, please. Thanks.
So this is my full moon brief tarot card and first try divination for the full moon in Virgo of 2023. Thanks.